I'm Elizabeth Prince, violin instructor. Today I'm going to talk about the bow hold. There are a few different ways you can hold a bow, but in this video, I'm going to help you find one that feels a little more comfortable for you. When you hold the bow, you don't need to grip it tightly. Think of holding a bow like holding a pencil. You just hold it. You don't squeeze, you just hold it. Now, I know a bow is quite a bit heavier than a pencil, but the bow is going to rest on the strings. The strings will hold most of the weight of the bow for you. All you need is to hold it tight enough that you can draw it across the strings to make sound. So let's start. Let's start by holding our hand up like this. And we're going to use our thumb, our middle finger, and our ring finger to create a circle or an oval. So start by bending these two middle fingers down, having them just fall down in towards your palm. And then bend your thumb inward to meet these two fingers. And have it placed at the first crease or the first knuckle. The Suzuki method, you'll place it right here in between the two fingers. And if you were going to use the Paul Roland method, you'd place it at the middle finger. Another way that you can do it is you can place your thumb just slightly off-centered right next to your middle finger. That is another option. One thing that I would suggest, though, is that when you make your circle, that you don't extend your thumb beyond your ring finger. That will put a little tension in your thumb, and you don't want tension while you're playing. You want to have nice relaxation. See this nice circle that we've created? All right. Now that we have this basic circle or oval, let's grab a pencil and work on it a little bit more. I'm going to get my pencil here. Now, hold your pencil with your left hand. Okay. And then with your right hand, place the pencil in the first crease of those two middle fingers and have them hang over. So you have a nice good connection right there at that first crease or knuckle, and your fingers are hanging over. And now, bring your thumb in to meet those two fingers underneath the pencil, and they will hold on the other side of the pencil. And I've got a little bit of an oval shape with mine, and because now we have a pencil involved, right? It's a little different than when you get to connect your fingers. Notice how my thumb is still bent, and my fingers are hanging over the pencil. Also notice that my fingers now have a slight angle to them. Once I brought my thumb in to meet my fingers, it created a slight angle. That's okay. That's natural. To try and get everything straight on, it would put the pencil on the side of your finger, and you don't want that. You want it to be on the tip of your finger. So we're going to hang those two fingers over, and bring the thumb in. All right, there we go. And now we have a hand puppet bunny with alert ears. These are its teeth, bloop, and these are its alert ears. Let me get my grip, there we go. All right, but let's get the bunny to relax its ears. Let's have floppy ears. There we go, now we got our floppy bunny. See, our little floppy bunny, holding our pencil. Let's lower our pinky now until it sits right on top of the pencil. When you lower your pinky on top of the pencil, make sure you have a nice curvature to it. Try not to tense it up and have it straighten out. Relax it, get that floppy ear, bring it down on top of that pencil. Okay? And last but not least, let's get that index finger to join the group. Lower that finger, bring it down to the pencil, relax it over the pencil, and it's gonna cuddle the pencil just a little bit. And the pencil's gonna sit between your first knuckle and your second knuckle now. And notice how my fingers are at a slight slant. They're not straight on. If I was straight on, then I would lose the bend in my thumb. We don't want that. We don't want a wolf. We want a bunny. So I take my fingers at the first knuckle, wrap them around, Bring the thumb in to meet them. Flop my ears. Lower the pinky to touch the pencil at the tip of my pinky. Bring my index finger and wrap it around so it's in the first and second knuckle. Here, let me try and get it in nice so you can see where it's at. There you go. All right, wonderful. And then I make slight adjustments. So I always feel a little bit more comfortable with my finger a little closer to my middle finger. That's what makes me feel more comfortable. Now that you have the bow hold with your pencil, let's grab our bow and try it. Pick up your bow. I'm going to use both hands, and I'm going to, in my left hand, I'm going to hold the bow, the stick, with the hairs pointed down, hairs facing the floor. And try not to touch the hairs with your left hand, right? You don't want to touch the hairs where you play. And now I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the pencil, but now I'm going to do it with the bow. Notice this little metal part right here? This is your frog. And right here, this metal part at the frog, that's about where I'm going to place my ring finger. So I'm going to take these two fingers, and inside that first crease, I'm going to have the bow meet them. They're going to hang over, and see, it's right by that metal part, right? We'll just hang those over. I'm going to bend my thumb in and have it come in to meet my fingers at the other side of the bow. Let's see if I can give you a good... Creating my circle. Now notice my thumb, I'm going to move my top two fingers so you can see, my thumb is right there at the top of the frog. You see that U shape? My thumb sits right there at the top of the frog, and I'm putting my fingerprint in there, my thumbprint in there rather. And my thumb doesn't hang way out, and it's not off to the side. It's right underneath those bow hairs and sitting right above the frog there. And then these two fingers are nice and relaxed, hanging over the bow, and see how there's a little angle to them? They're not straight on. Straight on is a little bit difficult to do. So they're not straight on, they're a little angled. And also, my thumb is touching the side of the bow hairs just a little bit. That's okay. We don't play that far down on the bow, so it is okay if your thumb is bent and touching the side of the bow hairs right there. All right, now I'm going to flop my ears, bring my pinky down, have it meet the bow. The tip of my pinky is on the bow, and notice I'm keeping the arch. I'm not straightening it out, but rather arching the pinky. And the first finger now comes to join the group, wraps around, and it's in between that first and second knuckle there. And now I can let go. I probably could have let go quite a while ago, actually. This is the bow hold. Make sure to check your thumb and your pinky to see that they're still bent. There you go. A little different angle here and there. That's your bow hold. What I do before I practice is I check my bow hold, and then I begin my practicing. And in between each exercise, I will continue to check my bow hold to make sure that I'm training my hand to hold it correctly. Once you've been doing that for a while, your hand will just naturally sit into that position, and you won't have to think about it nearly as much, with the exception of the pinky and the thumb. Sometimes those fingers, they like to just straighten out. Don't worry if it does that. It's okay. It's normal when you first begin playing. The weight of that bow is pretty heavy. It's a lot for that pinky to bear. But when you have your bow sitting on your strings, remember your strings are going to take most of the weight of the bow. You don't have to take the weight of the bow so much in your hand. It's going to just sit nicely on your strings. So, and there you have it. The bow hold. Like this video? Give it a thumbs up, will you? Share it with a friend maybe. And if you'd like to see more of what I've got coming, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm Elizabeth Prince.